In the previous video, we looked at how to create a project setup, import function blocks and typicals into iDefine, and review a cause and effect matrix. In this video, we'll look at how to add memory tags for trips in cause and effect matrix and client I/O, add area fields in client I/O, review typicals and import the client I/O into iDefine, add parameters and function fields in cause and effect matrix and import them into iDefine. This is the client I/O and CE matrix that we intend to import into iDefine. Add suffix high and low to the voted memory tags used in cause and effect matrix. You can easily identify them from the description field shown here. Repeat the same for all the voted memory tags in cause and effect matrix. These are newly added memory tags and they must be included in the client I/O sheet. So copy all the tags from the cause and effect matrix and paste them in the client I/O sheet. Specify the tag type as DM. Assign them to a voted typical AIV 2 out of 3. One of the best productivity features is to assign the area and group fields in client I/O. Area field is typically found in cause and effects where it shows are you belonging to a certain group. The main benefit of having an area field in iDefine is that you can easily filter the tags by area in I/O reference and drag and drop all the tags into CE editor that belongs to a particular area rather than searching for the tags one by one. Now assign area headers to the tags. Area headers can be usually found in the CE matrix. Similarly, when you go for the viewers, you've got the viewer I/O panel. If you had assigned the group fields, you would have all the tags grouped accordingly, making it easier for you to locate a tag while testing. Now go ahead and populate the area field in I/O list according to the headers used in CE matrix. These are the names of the typicals that were imported earlier into iDefine. Most of these tags have been assigned to two analog input typicals AETXR and PDZT. We also have two output typicals for the valves. Not to forget the voted typical AAV2 out of 3 that we assigned earlier. We also have few feedbacks here. Now that we have finished the edits, we can import the IO sheet into iDefine. Now go to iDefine, select Tools, Import Client IO. Here you can select the desired file that you want to import into iDefine. Press Next and you will get a preview to check if you have selected the correct sheet. Now you have come to the step where you have to map the fields in Client IO with the fields in iDefine. If your fields match 100% and they have same names, you can check all the boxes and map them all at one go. But if they have different names, you have to manually map them one by one. If a field does not exist in iDefine, you can always create a new user field and map it with a field in Excel. You can always save the mapping settings so that the next time you import an IO sheet into iDefine, you can populate the mapped fields automatically by using the load mappings option. Now select Finish and the IO sheet has been successfully imported into iDefine. It is always a good idea to open the client IO and review your import. While reviewing the client IO, we are just making sure that all the data that we intend to import into iDefine have imported successfully. Because if you have done any errors, the data would be in the wrong place. We have imported IO for multiple controllers, but it is okay to do the import in one go. When you create the output configuration, you can filter the controller based on your need. If you want to group IO by a certain category like area or typical, you can just drag and drop the field header at the top to get a categorized view of the IO list. You can also save the client IO with your favorite layouts. Before importing CE sheet into iDefine, we have to add parameter fields to both input and output sides and functions field to output side. Parameter names are used to call a specific node from a typical. For instance, the voter tags used here are assigned with a parameter name V2 out of 3, which is the output node of the voter typical. Likewise, you have to identify parameter names for all the tags used in this cause and effect. Specify parameter names for the outputs as well. All the outputs use the same parameter name for this system, so you can just copy and paste the parameter name. Now introduce a new field named functions and specify the desired logic gate that would connect the inputs to the outputs. Since it is an ESD system, we have chosen AND gates. Now the cause and effect is ready for import. To import the CE into iDefine, go to the cause and effects area, select import CE. We get a wizard here. Select the CE file that you intend to import. Then you will get a preview of how the Excel CE will look like. Now iDefine needs to know where in this have you got the tag name, typical and parameter. On the right side you see input settings and output settings. Place the cursor there and select the appropriate field header in the Excel cause and effect. For instance, cell C13 has the field header for tag name. So select the cell C13. You will also get a preview of all the data present in the selected field. We have already assigned typicals in the IO list, so iDefine automatically picks it up. We don't have to map typicals here. Now repeat the same for all the required fields in both input and output settings. You can also save the mappings so that the next time while you import, you don't have to do these steps. You can just load the saved mappings. You go to the next step where it shows all the tags it has picked up and the information that is missing. It looks like few tags are missing. It is because we have not included these tags in the IO list. If you forgot to add any CE tags in the IO list, you can always add them in this step along with the data type, typical and parameter associated with the tag. You can see that few headers like description, issued for design, tag name have come in. You can check the exclude box to exclude them. Repeat the same for all the tags on both input and output sides. Go to the next step when you've got no more red. Red on the excludes is fine. The next step, you get a preview of the cause and effect with green indicating that you've got an exact match and yellow indicating that we are not sure what it is, but we'll replace it with a standard cross. And go ahead and give your cause and effect a name and click finish. Now you can go ahead and review your imported cause and effect in iDefine. It looks like most of the logic has come in as expected with all the tags and connections. You can start testing the logic right away in emulate mode. Now you know about all the productivity features that can be used in Excel cause and effect and Excel client IO. And you also know how to import client IO and cause and effect matrix into iDefine. In the next video, we'll look at how to link two typicals by using client IO fields.